The Galactic Council had made their decision with unanimous approval. Earth would be tested. For 3 centuries, humanity had been kept at the periphery of galactic society, watched, studied, but never truly accepted. The Council's xenobiologists had documented human behavior with clinical precision. Their wars, their art, their inexplicable tendency to domesticate apex predators and call them pets. But documentation was not understanding, and the Council had grown weary of waiting. They would send the apex trials. Vash stood aboard the command carrier Eternal Predator, his 4 eyes gleaming with anticipation. As squad leader of the Ketheric Hunters, he had brought 73 civilizations to heal. His kind had evolved on a world where everything hunted and everything was hunted, a planet-wide arena that had forged the galaxy's most feared warriors. The Ketheric didn't just kill, they perfected it. Every member of his elite squad had trained for decades, their bodies enhanced with technology that made them faster, stronger, and deadlier than any organic being had a right to be. "Prepare drop coordinates," Vash commanded, his mandibles clicking with satisfaction. "We'll make this quick. Humans need to understand their place." The 12 hunters under his command were the best of the best. Each had survived the culling pits of Kethro's prime. Each wore armor that could withstand plasma fire and carried weapons that could punch through reinforced starship hulls. Against a species that had barely achieved faster-than-light travel, this would be a demonstration, not a battle. They would hunt one human champion, as tradition dictated. The Council's probe had already identified Earth's chosen defender, transmitted her coordinates, and retreated to observe. Vash had reviewed her file with amusement. Kalen, former military, tracker, survivor of some terrestrial conflict, called this Siberian incursion. Primitive credentials for a primitive world. The Ketheric descended like falling stars. Kalen watched them land from her position 3 kilometers away, her breath misting in the cold mountain air. The orbital descent had been impossible to miss. 13 blazing trails cutting through the atmosphere, converging on the valley below. She'd had 47 minutes to prepare since Earth Command's transmission had crackled through her comm unit. "They're coming. You're it. Good hunting, Lieutenant." She'd stopped being a lieutenant 5 years ago, but some habits die hard. Kalen checked her rifle, a weapon that would seem laughably outdated to the aliens below. Chemically propelled projectiles. No plasma, no exotic matter, no quantum entanglement. Just precisely machined metal and human ingenuity. She smiled without humor. They'd come to hunt her. They had no idea what humanity had learned in 10,000 years of hunting each other. The Ketheric spread out with military precision, their thermal scanners sweeping the mountainside. Vash transmitted on all frequencies, certain the human would be monitoring. "Kalen of Earth, we are the Apex Trials. You have 1 solar hour to surrender. Resist, and we will demonstrate why your species should remain in the shadows." Kalen didn't respond. Words were wasted breath, and she'd need every breath for what came next. The first hunter died 12 minutes later. Wrath, Vash's point scout, was sweeping a narrow ravine when the ground beneath him erupted. Not explosives. The Ketheric armor could handle that. Something far simpler. A pit trap, ancient as warfare itself, lined with stakes of sharpened titanium alloy. Wrath's shields flickered uselessly against the mechanical force of gravity and leverage. His death scream cut across the squad's comm channel before ending in a wet crunch. Vash froze. How? The second hunter died before he finished the question. Kira, flanking left, stepped on what her sensors registered as solid ground. The camouflaged net gave way instantly, and she plummeted 40 meters into a rocky crevasse. Her armor kept her alive for the fall. The carefully positioned boulder Kalen had rigged 3 hours earlier did not. "Scatter pattern Delta," Vash roared, but his squad was already moving, their training kicking in. They were hunters, yes, but they were also soldiers. They wouldn't bunch up. They wouldn't panic. Kalen had counted on that, as she'd studied the Ketheric files Earth Command had obtained through diplomatic channels. She knew their doctrine, their tactics, their psychology. They hunted like apex predators, efficient, confident, superior. They'd never encountered prey that thought 3 steps ahead. The third and fourth hunters died simultaneously when their patrol route took them past a frozen stream. The ice had been carefully weakened, the current underneath artificially accelerated using nothing more than redirected thermal exhaust from their own landing craft. Their armor dragged them down like anchors. Vash was no longer amused. She's not engaging. She's using the environment. His second-in-command finished grimly. For the next hour, the Ketheric elite learned a terrible lesson. Their shields didn't matter against rock slides. Their reflexes couldn't save them from their own weight, triggering pressure-sensitive traps. Their thermal imaging was useless when Kaelin used their own heat signatures to mask her movements. The seventh hunter died from a bullet. The first shot Kaelin had fired. Not at the alien, but at a support beam in an abandoned mining structure. 30 tons of earth stone moved exactly as physics dictated. By the time Vash realized they were down to 5 hunters, the sun was setting. "Regroup at the landing zone," he commanded, his voice stripped of arrogance. "We extract an orbital bombard. Your ships are gone." Kaelin's voice finally crackled over their channel. Called away by the council. "Protocol. You hunt alone, or you don't hunt at all." Vash's mandibles spread in what might have been a smile or a snarl. "Then come face us, human. Prove your species deserves respect." "I don't need to prove anything," Kaelin replied. "You came to hunt me. I'm just better at it." The 8th hunter died trying to reach high ground. Sniper position instinct. Kaelin had been there hours ago, had left a parting gift. Monofilament wire, invisible to sensors, strung at throat height. An ancient human trap for an ancient human problem. The remaining 4 Ketheric formed a defensive circle, backs together, weapons outward. Perfect military formation. Unbreakable. Kaelin didn't try to break it. She waited. Thirst broke them first. Then hunger. Then the creeping psychological weight of being hunted by something they couldn't see, couldn't catch, couldn't predict. When the first of the 4 broke formation to seek water, Kaelin was ready. When dawn broke, only Vash remained. Kaelin finally emerged from the rocks, rifle slung across her back, hands empty. She walked toward the Ketheric leader with calm, measured steps. Vash raised his weapon, but didn't fire. "How?" he demanded. "We are the galaxy's apex. We have technology beyond your comprehension." "You hunt for sport," Kaelin said simply. "We hunted for survival. Every day, for thousands of years. We didn't get to be apex predators on a death world by being fair." She stopped 3 meters away. "Your technology is impressive, but you forgot something. On Earth, we don't just hunt animals. We hunt each other. We've spent millennia perfecting the art of killing the most dangerous prey in the galaxy." "What prey?" Vash asked. That Kaelin's smile was cold. "Other humans." She gestured to the mountains around them. "Go home, Vash. Tell the council that Earth has passed their test. Tell them that if they want humanity in their galaxy, it'll be as equals. Not subjects. Not curiosities." Vash lowered his weapon slowly. In his 4 eyes, something like understanding flickered. "The council will not be pleased." "The council," Kaelin said, "sent hunters. Earth sent a hunter. There's a difference." As Vash's extraction shuttle descended from orbit, called by his personal beacon, he transmitted one final message to the Galactic Council. It was brief. 3 words that would change humanity's status forever. "Do not provoke them." Kaelin watched the shuttle disappear into the sky, then turned back toward the mountains. She had traps to dismantle and a report to file. The galaxy's elite had come hunting. They'd learned what every prey species on Earth had learned before them. Humans didn't survive by being the strongest or the fastest. They survived by being the most relentless.